Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and this is day number 26 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And this exclusive sketch was created by Jen Miller, and it is the perfect way to use up some scraps, whether it's branding strips or just scraps you have. I have 3 pictures to document from 2018, and I'm going to use the Vicki Boutin Fernwood collection that I love, love, love. And I've got the puffies, the sticker book, I have the chipboard, the puffy word phrases, and the cardstock stickers. And I've already pulled out the paper that I plan on using. This is the paper that I could envision using because it has the collections. The clusters are in the top right and the bottom left, and this has the floral in the bottom right and the top left. So I thought that would look cool. And so that's why I pulled that out. And I'm hoping to use up some of my branding strips that I have cut off of all of my collection, which is a big collection. And I've tied them all together so that they aren't willy-nilly in my container. So I've got my paper, my scraps and embellishments, my 3 pictures, and this really cool sketch by Jen. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, one of the pictures is smaller than the others, and I wanted to determine which one I wanted smaller. This one right here is easier to make smaller because there was more sky and everything in the background. So I thought I'd go ahead, even though it's probably one of my favorites, just because you can see the joy on their face. I decided that I would use it, but since it's my favorite, I will end up finding a way to make it more predominant on the page, even though it's smaller. So I'm going to put the 2 of just my daughter and her bestie, who is pretty much like an adopted son to me, down at the bottom, and then the 1 of my daughter and my son and my practically adopted son, Trey. Excuse me. And now I'm going to go through the branding strips, and I won't make you sit through all that because I was kind of being picky. I didn't want any of the pinky stuff. I was mostly looking for the darker greens and the leafy bits and the colors that would go with this paper, because there's not a lot of the teals in this except that dark teal. So I didn't want to bring that lighter teal color in too much. So I'm putting my pictures down, and I moved the ones over at the bottom because I wanted a little more space. And I also want it to be more symmetrical with the one up at the top. So I get those down, and then I'm going to start working on the branding strips to make those come out. Now, the cameras, I decided to do 6 different strips, which actually I ended up with 7, because the cameras look cool coming out being horizontal, but I didn't think they would look right going vertically. So I decided I would do the cameras coming horizontally out of the bottom picture and horizontally coming out of the top picture, but not use those going down. So I do use one of them on all 4, so it kind of brings them all together. But other than that, I use like this wood grain and everything. So this is what it's going to look like. But now I'm going to tack them down. And of course, I'm not going to make you watch me do all of that because it pretty much is going to look like what you see now, except I'll even it out some. I thought after it was all down, I probably should have inked the edges, especially of those lighter colored ones, but I didn't, and that's okay. I love the way it's ended up. I know that the one with those little half circles kind of disappear into the page a little bit. That's the one I'm thinking I should have inked, but it's all good. I get that down, and then I've decided to put this smaller picture up on Fun Foam, and that was my way of it still being kind of a focal point, bringing more dimension to that. And I'm going to do a little bit more clustering down there, and put the title down there because there's not a title specified, like a place for the title on her sketch, which I kind of love because I usually move my title where, well, I mean, I put it where it's going to work. Like, I don't feel like I have to put it exactly where the sketch tells me. And that's the awesome thing about sketches. So I'm going to pull out all of my different embellishments, and I'm not going to make you watch all that because I hem-haw and look and debate, but you will see a piece of acetate over there on the left that just miraculously appears with all these embellishments on them. So I've pulled these two florals. One is like this white, little droopy floral. I'm not good with flowers, guys. So other than like daisies and sunflowers and roses, I couldn't tell you which flowers what. But then I took this blue floral and I cut it in half. So I put one half of it up here at the top picture on the right side and one down here on the left side of the bottom left picture. And that's going to bring that blue to both sides. It's in the some of the little strips that I've got, and it's also going to be in some of the paper or the embellishments that I pull out. So I wanted to bring that blue from one side to the other. And then also I have another little flower I'm going to put up there on the opposite side of the right, the picture at the top on the left side. So I've decided to title this Lost and Found. The two of them had not seen each other in a while. He didn't have a car. She had been grounded. We had had a really, really rough year. This is the year, I'm still documenting 2018. And this is the year my dad died, and my daughter had been really struggling and was in a pretty dark place. And so, one day I sent a message to her dear friend, and they had changed. He had gone to a different school, and so they were no longer seeing each other on a regular basis like they used to. And so I called him and set it up, and I didn't tell her what I was doing. I told her I was going to make a Facebook sale, like marketplace sale. And he had moved, so when we got to his place, she had no clue. And so I went to the door, and he came out, and she lost it. And it was all she needed. So that's why I put the Lost and Found on there. I also am going to put This Love Lives Here. While this is his house and everything, it was just between the two of them, there's lots of love, and my son adores him, and he's just a great kid. So I also put Some Days It's Enough up here at the top because, like I said, she was really in a bad place, and this trip really gave her what she needed to keep moving on. And so I am grateful. I mean, he lives in the same town as us. It's not like I went on some big, huge adventure. It just, everybody's busy, and he is in sports and was very busy with playing football and everything, which you'll probably see some pictures of that soon. So anyway, it was a really special day, and so I added little peachy pinky ones, these little circles with gold around them. That up in the top, the one says the best, and the one at the bottom says sweet, because there's some peach on one of those papers in the background paper. So I wanted to bring that in. So here is the sketch again, and I'm going to show you the close-ups. I really, really love the way this turned out. See, these are some of my favorite pictures, probably mostly because of her fabulous smile, but they just had such a good time. And I will write the date. It was December the 2nd up there on that black tag that I tucked in. I hope you will go to the playlist and follow along and hop along with all of the creatives who are following 30 Days of Sketches. I cannot believe it's the 26th. We only have 5 more days left. I just don't even know what I'm going to do for November just yet, but this has been a crazy month, but I'm super excited that I've been able to get every day created and up for you all and for me. So I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day, and happy scrapping.